What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the beautiful Pontiac GTO. This thing is a bit of a stunner. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Let's get stuck in with what we're going to do to this one today. And the first thing I'm going to cover is the fact that there is no engine in that engine bay. At the end of Friday's episode, I said to you this is the choice of engines. If you want to see a specific one, please leave me a comment letting me know. And the best comment, or the comment with the most votes, or whichever wins. I had one vote, and it was for the i4 single overhead cam BMJ engine. That's the one we are going to be putting in that one today. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but thank you, French Toast, for taking part. Still not sure how I feel. It's going to be a good one. This, anyway, was modded in by Fulysic and Jeff in 1955. I cannot wait to get stuck into this one. Let's take a quick look at the shop for it. Here you can see there are quite a few parts. There is only 3 pages, so it's not too bad. There's a few different hood options. Big hood scoop so we can make sure we fit any engine in there. Not that we're going to need it. I probably won't be putting a wheelie bar or anything like that on the back of this one today, but we're still going to try and make it look cool. We could always put an engine cover on it if we want to, as much as I don't like them, so I probably won't. It does have an engine cover in at the moment that covers up that brake servo, or brake booster, brake servo, whatever you want to call it there. It should be there, but it is not, so it's a bit bizarre, that one. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know why it says brake booster either instead of brake servo, but never mind. That's part of the engine cover. We'll come back to that a bit later, but let's get this one started. Let's get it over to the car wash and let's get it cleaned up. Time to get some suds on this GTO, get it nice and clean and shiny. No foam. Very bizarre. Don't know what's going on there. No foam on the outside of that one, but that hood is incredibly shiny. Let's get the interior cleaned. Get it back on the lift, and normally I'd say get that engine ripped out, but there's no engine to rip out. In fact, I don't have any engine bay accessories to rip out of this one, so we'll get it back on the lift. We'll see what we're missing from underneath, which I'm pretty sure is probably everything, and we'll crack on with that suspension. So we definitely won't be draining the oil on this one today, as it doesn't even have an engine, but let's see what we are missing from the underside here. Absolutely everything by the looks of that. Let's just see what should be here. So we've got plenty of exhaust parts that we are missing, definitely. There will be a drive shaft in there, but it can't obviously go on until the engine and gearbox are in. Missing the fuel tank as well. This is missing pretty much the whole underside, but the suspension components themselves look pretty complete. We'll come and check that in a minute. What are we missing from the engine bay? Obviously everything, but what is that? Fuse box B, brake servo, few different liquid containers, a battery and a radiator. So we'll have to make sure we get in and get all of them bought. I don't really know what to do. This is going to go a bit too fast, so we'll just jump straight in and start checking out this suspension, see what we've got going on before we strip it down. Let's have a look here then. On we go. So, I mean, I said it looked pretty complete. We'll have a double check. We've even got all the bushings at the front here. Double suspension, double wishbone with a single shock. It's got both the in and outer tie rods, the sway bar end link, the hubcap, wheel bearings in there as well. Let's just check the other side. Pretty confident it is, but it's always worth it to check. Let's just make sure. So you got the hubcap, brake caliper, inner and outer tie rod, wheel bearing, and the sway bar end link. So let's take a look down the back and see what we've got going on. I can see a disc brake through there, so I'm happy with that. Don't like drum brakes very much, but it's got all the U-bolts, got the underplates, the whole suspension complete there. That's looking pretty complete this side. Let's check the other side. All 4 wheels off. We might as well get them off now because I'm about to strip the suspension anyway. You got the brake on there. You've got both the U-bolts and the spring plate, and it's all complete. So, a car that's got no engine bay, no drive shaft, no exhaust, but the suspension is completely 100% there. That's pretty good. I'm going to get on and get all of this stripped now. Then we'll go check out the engine that we are going to be building for this one. Obviously, I'm not going to build it now, but we'll go have a look what we're doing and what sort of horsepower we can expect from the base engine. So I'll meet you in the engine room in just a moment. All the suspension is stripped, so let's head over into the engine room and check out the beast of an engine we're going to be dropping in this one today. Oh, that's obviously the wrong button. I want to go build engine. I'm not used to this. So we're looking for the i4 single overhead cam BMJ engine. This one here, this little beauty with 114 base horsepower. Absolutely incredible. Yes, obviously we'll be putting performance parts on this and other performance parts throughout the car to make it as fast as we possibly can. Now, I will say French Toast did say he's not doing this to troll. He suggested this so that he can show people that there is some serious power in these smaller engines. So it'll be worth it to play around for us. We can have a test, see what we can get out of this little one here. And also, it's more fitting given the current climate. The gas mileage in an i4 engine is going to be considerably better with half the cylinders. So this is definitely... Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. What will be going in this beautiful Pontiac GTO? Probably the only person ever to pit an inline-4 engine into a beast of a muscle car, a Pontiac GTO that's about to get a straight 4 engine. I don't really know how I feel about this. I need to go and buy everything I need for this beautiful i4 engine, as well as repair some of my suspension parts. As soon as I've got that done, though, we will be back. We were going to strip this body, get it ready to be reassembled. I still can't get over the fact I'm pitting an i4 engine in a Pontiac GTO. I can't believe it. But anyway, I'm going to go buy all the stuff I need, get some stuff repaired. I'll meet you back in just a minute. So I'm pretty sure I bought everything I need for that i4 engine. We will see a bit later on when we come to actually building it. But it is now come down to time to strip the beautiful Pontiac. Let's just start with the hood to reveal, obviously, our empty engine bay. Let's get that total front end out. That front fender off. The headlights off. Is that a bumper as well? This front end completely strips. That's pretty cool, actually. I quite like that. Off with the door, out with the body window. That's a car part as well. You're kidding me. Everything on this is stripped out. My God, this is incredible. I actually really like this. So out with the interior as well then. I was not expecting it to be just the frame rails when we finish this, but that is actually incredible. I really, really like that. So can I see what drive? No, I can't. I was just wondering why it was showing me the drive shaft from here. I really like it when you strip a car down to the frame rails and build everything back up. So let's get these frame rails sorted anyway, as we are here. I don't even know what to guess. I'm going to say I'm going to say 1,500. 60. I should have guessed lower. Much, much, much lower. I wasn't even close. 60 credits. Wow. Oh, and it's green. Okay, that's cool. I like it when it paints the frame rails as well. One of the hot rods did it, and I really love that hot rod, and it turned out absolutely stunning after I painted it. So we've got just frame rails. That's it. I need to go and buy all of the body panels for this. I say buy, I'm going to repair some of them most probably, but we'll see where we end up in just a few moments. I'm going to get some bits repaired, some bits bought. We'll get it back on the car, then we'll head over to the paint shop. So here we go then. Let's get these lovely green frame rails looking a bit more like a Pontiac GTO before we head over to the paint shop. Let's get this all back together. I haven't really changed too much. I kept a lot of it as it was because a lot of the other stuff was looking a bit too much like a race style sort of equipment. So a lot of this is still the report. In fact, everything there is still repaired stuff. Did have to buy this fender, but I did keep it matched. I did have to buy... obviously, one of the doors. And I did change the mirrors. I went for these mirrors because I think they might be cool in a body coloured. Let's get the main part of the body back on there. On you go. And we'll get some windows in as well while we're here. The rear window I kept with the back seat, as you can see just in there. The other ones were all like scaffolding and stuff like that, so I didn't really want that. Kept the original trunk, and I swapped the bumper out to this one because I like the painted look rather than the big old chrome bumper that was sat back there before. So let's crack on with the rest of this. Just that door and some windows left to go before we jump into the interior along with my new side mirror. That's everything on the exterior apart from the license plates, which I will get done in just a second. But let's throw this interior in. I did switch the seats. These were grey and black, and I decided that with the back seat being totally black, I'd keep these ones totally black as well. I kept them the same style because they do actually really suit it, and they do look pretty good in there. Quite happy with that. Let's get on. Let's get these plates on. I've gone for the red dot plates with the simple text of VM, the i4 GTO. I still can't believe I'm doing this, but it's happening. So let's get the front plate on as well. Absolutely fantastic. Keeping it as a red dot plate, looking cool. But that should be everything. Let's just check. It is up to 100%. 96. Oh, what am I missing? I need to figure out what I'm missing. I know what I'm missing. I am missing the engine cover. Just that little one there that covers the little battery and the brake servo. That should now be everything. Let's just double check. 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Now, let's get it over to the paint shop. But just before I go over to the paint shop, I will say I apologize if you can hear thunder or rain in the background. I'm in a very, very damp part of the UK today. It is thunderstorming and absolutely hammering it down. And there is supposed to be an air show going on in a couple of hours' time. So we will see if that goes ahead. Probably not. But that's the finished body. Let's head over to the paint shop, see if there's any liveries, and decide which colour we're going to paint the GTO. As per usual, let's go with a gloss white base and see what these liveries are, what they do, and how cool they look. In slot number 1, you've got a complete carbon fibre by the looks of that. Is that carbon? Yes, carbon fibre. Complete carbon fibre on there. In slot number 2 is a blue carbon fibre. It doesn't paint the rear bumper, though, which is a bit of a shame. Slot number 3 is a orangey brownie carbon fibre. Again, doesn't paint that rear bumper. Don't really like that very much. Number 4 is a green carbon fibre and a black hood scoop. Did they all have a black hood scoop? Can I go back? There we go. Oh, yeah, it looks like they did all have a black hood scoop. I missed that. Number 5 is a red carbon fibre. But again, doesn't paint the rear bumper. Number 6 is this electric bolty looking thing that does also paint the rear bumper. That's pretty cool, actually. We may go for that. I'm not sure. Number 7 is City Towing. Red Dot Games. Nice. Probably not going to go for that one, though. Number 8 is that Ghosted Camo. Oh, that's cool. Can we change any of the colours on that? Oh, no, it just changes the wiper blades paint. That's pretty cool. And the mirrors. Oh, and that also changes the rear bumper. Was this even painting the rear bumper? No. That's a bit of a shame again, but I may go for that one and just paint the rear bumper black to match it. I quite like the Ghosted Camo there. That's quite nice. Number 9, if it ever loads, is, the Judge. Definitely won't be going for that. This is definitely not a Judge. And, oh, it also says Ram Air on the hood there. Ram Air 4. I know how to do Roman numerals, I promise. Number 10 is the same without the Ram Air by the looks of that. And number 11 is also the same without the Ram. Maybe that one of these has got a different color lettering. Let's drop it down to black. No lettering on that one. There we go. Number 10 is different with the Ram Army 4. Again, I know how to do Roman numerals. And that is all of them. So I'm not sure what I'm going to go for here. Maybe we'll just go for a solid color, but I don't like doing that. I do like to go in for some livery. So I'm going to play around, see what I like. I know it won't be any of the carbon fiber or the Judge ones, so we've only got a couple to play with. Possibly the Lightning, possibly the black camo. This is what I've chosen, the Ghosted black camo in a matte finish. And as you hover over it, you can actually see it really shines up through and almost gives it a slight tint of green in there, which obviously isn't there. I don't know if it has got a slight tint of green in it, but it definitely looks pretty cool. Very happy with that. As for the engine going in this one, not the engine you can see depicted there, the beautiful i4 that we're going to be dropping in this one. I'm probably going to try and silver chrome as much of this out as I can. The engine block, sadly, will have to probably go black chrome. With a few red chrome elements on there, maybe on the top end. We'll see how it looks when we are building it. If we don't like some of it, we can always change the colour. That should look pretty cool, though. As for the underside, probably going to go for the same. Some silver and black chrome. Or silver, black, and red chrome, should I say. Maybe red chrome on the springs and the brake calipers at the front. And do something very similar at the back. Probably not going to black chrome it all out. We do want some of that silver chrome on the out, like you can see on the outside here, in there as well. But it should look pretty sweet. Let's get it back on the lift. I've got some painting to do. I'll meet you back there in a moment. Okay, then let's go. The body may be in a matte colour, but all of the suspension and components underneath are painted in a chrome finish, including that shock absorber there in the black with the red chrome spring on there. That's looking pretty tasty. Very happy with that. Let's start getting all of these parts onto the car, see how it all looks together, because I've only seen it in the paint shop so far. Obviously, we've got a few of these basic parts to throw on while we're here first. Crack on with them very quickly. On you go, and on you go. We might as well get the rest of this front section done as well. While we're here, in with that one, on with the bearing. We'll get that performance disc brake on there as well, and let's start throwing some of this together. So for the central cross member, I've gone for a silver chrome finish. Hasn't come out too sort of silvery, but it still looks pretty sweet. Let's get these rubber bushings in here. The upper and lower suspension arms, they are in a black chrome, and obviously they always look good in black chrome. It doesn't matter what you do with them. Let's just move that angle a little bit. And there we go. There's the bottom one, also in the black chrome there, looking beautiful. The shock absorber? I can't speak today. The shock absorber, really can't speak. I'm going to give up trying to say that. In the black and red chrome, looking pretty sweet. Let's get that front end link on before I forget it. Now, let's move on to the brake caliper. Now, this is meant to be a red chrome, but I bet it doesn't work. No. It's a lovely shade of red, but you'll never get a chrome finish on the brake caliper. The only bit that does sort of chrome out that now looks black is normally that piece right there. I don't know why it's now looking black. And for the hubcap, the wheel hub, I just did that in a red chrome because why not? We wanted a little bit more red on this front end. That's looking pretty sweet. Let's jump down the back, if I can get down there. There we go. The rear drive axle, again, is in a normal basic chrome color. Ooh, let's get down there. Let's get some of the hub components on before we start throwing some of this beautiful color in. On you go. Let's get that disc on as well. We'll also throw on the brake pad. There we go. Now, for the shock, I did that in the black chrome because why not? I also did the spring cap in the black chrome as well, with the red chrome spring and obviously the shock absorber cap on there as well. The solid axle arm, that is in a black chrome. Let's get that rubber bushing on there. And then the plate and the U-bolts are in a beautiful red chrome. I do love how that red chrome looks. Don't worry, there is going to be some of that on the engine as well. And we don't have an engine cover, so you will be able to see it. And then obviously on with the brake caliper. There we go. That is half of the suspension done. It's looking pretty sweet. I'm quite happy with that. Front and back end looking pretty cool. I need to get on. Oh my God, I can't move the camera for some reason. Let's try that again. I need to get on and get the rest of this underside finished. Then we'll get that engine bay sorted out before we jump into the next room and build the i4 single overhead cam BMJ engine. I'm looking forward to it. Suspension all assembled. I'm very happy with it. I wish this was a bit shinier, just a bit more chromy looking than it is turned out. It is on white and a chrome effect, so it could have been a little better, but the rest of it is looking absolutely fantastic. I'm still happy with it. It just kind of looks like I've not put a lot of effort into there, which I definitely did. But anyway, we're up here now. We need to get this engine bay sorted out. Well, first off, we'll throw that brake servo in, so we definitely don't forget that one. I have done the fuse box in red because I believe you can see it from the engine bay. Hopefully you can as well anyway, because it'll make it look a bit cooler. Windscreen washer in, radiator C in, power steering reservoir in, and the coolant reservoir in, and also the battery. That is it for the engine bay, apart from the engine when we get it built. But I'm not going to be cracking on with that just yet. I realise I've put the exhaust in, and I'm probably going to have to change that when we swap the engine. I don't really know how that's going to go, but we will find out. I'm going to get the rest of this fuse box finished off, and then we'll go and build that i4 engine. I'll see you in a moment. It does look pretty good in that ghosted matte camo. I am so happy with this paint job. It looks great. And I'm very happy with how the suspension's turned out. It's looking incredible. Black, chrome, and red. All chrome, should I say. So black chrome, red chrome, and chrome. But anyway, let's go and work on this engine. See some of the bits we've done for it. Oh, I still can't believe I'm doing this. Anyway, the engine block itself is in a black chrome. You cannot put a silver chromey color on this. You can leave it as it is originally, but apart from that, it looks pretty bad. That is in a red chrome, but it only gives you a red rim, and I really liked how it turned out, so I went with that. The alternator is in its base chrome anyway, And I have done the water pump in what's classed as a silver chrome, but you know, it's not quite the same. Power steering pump also in that same chrome, although that one came out closer to the alternator. Let's get the crankshaft in and let's get this one rotated. Yay, I picked the right way. On you go. We'll get all this clutch set up in, and then I'll work on getting them pistons done, but I won't make you sit through all of that. That might be a little bit boring. So I'll get that finished off, then we'll go up to the top end, ready to throw a bit more of the colour on this beautiful i4 engine for the Pontiac GTO. That's all together now. The oil pan is also in a black chrome, but because it's a plastic part, it doesn't really matter. It would have been in that colour anyway. On with the fuel filter. I am really struggling to speak today. This is black chrome, but again, it just paints the inside, so it doesn't really matter. But the silvery outside does match the rest of this beautiful little engine. In with the camshaft, on you go. Now, one thing I have noticed with this that is not on any other car that I have seen, or in any other engine, should I say, is I could paint the camshaft caps. So, I mean, as I could, I was like, why not? Why not put them in a lovely chrome red? Not something I've seen in this game myself yet. Bearing in mind, this is the second time I've ever worked on this engine. The first time was actually one of the first missions you have to do, or story cars you have to do to get it in. So I've not really worked on this engine too much, so it was a bit of a surprise to me there. But let's get the rest of this front end back together. On with the cam gear, on with the timing belt, and then a belt tensioner, which I have finished in that chrome as well, but it does sit behind a timing cover, which is also in the chrome, and that actually looks pretty good, rather than the black plastic that normally comes in, so I'm quite happy with that. On with the crankshaft, belt, roller, yeah, roller, and then the last remaining belt on there. That's the front end finished. Let's get on and finish the top end. We've got ignition coils sitting at the back here. They were already in red, but I gave them supposed to be a chrome finish, but never mind. Ignition wires are in that red chrome as well. That's looking pretty sweet. Engine head cover is also in the red chrome, and I really like how this turned out, considering it's a plastic piece. It looks absolutely stunning. The intake manifold on Yugo, also in the chrome red, just because I really like it, and I felt the top end needed some red, because that engine bay is very, very black. Throttle can't be painted on, well, it shows up in the paint shop, but you can't actually paint it on this one. And on with the chromed out fuel rail. That is the beautiful, still can't believe I'm dropping this in a GTO, i4 engine, fully completed. I don't know how the exhaust setup's going to work. We'll have to go and check that one in a minute. But I'm going to get a few pictures, and then we'll get this one dropped into the GTO. Let's get this inline 4 dropped into the GTO then for the first time. Over you come. I don't know how I feel about this. It's like sacrilege. It's still expecting the 6P engine. Oh, I feel dirty. I don't like it. In you go. Thank you for making me do this French toast. I mean, you haven't made me do it, but... Okay, sideways mounted. I wasn't quite expecting it to be sideways mounted, but I guess it makes sense. Are we going to have to change the exhaust? I mean, yes. Yes and no. It's going to make me do this part, but keep the rest of that as it was. I don't know. We will find out in a little while. I need to obviously go and buy these parts. The gearbox. Is the drive shaft going to line up? This is weird. This is weird. I don't know how any of this is going to work. This obviously should be a front-wheel drive engine, so I'm not really sure. I can't French toast. Why? Why did you ask me to do this? You knew I would do it, but... Oh, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to get the rest of this all buttoned up. We'll see how it all looks. And then I'll get the wheels done, and we'll be outside with this car finished. Well, it's all in. The exhaust is all in. The gearbox is in. The starter's in. And the drive shaft is not lined up, but in. But it's nearly done. I've still got the wheels to go, but let's get this one a bit low. And let's get that. That's going to stick up through the hood. Oh, no. I can't have that. I can have some of the underside not lining up, but I cannot have that engine sticking up through there. That is really unfortunate. I'm going to go see if I can play around with this a little bit with this engine. Maybe rotate it so it fills up the engine way and sits the right way. We will see and see if we can get it dropped down a little bit so it doesn't stick up through the hood. Hopefully I don't break everything. Fingers crossed. I will meet you back here in a moment. We'll see if I achieved anything. Well, I played around with the config. I've probably absolutely ruined it, so I do apologise. But I have fixed it. It does sit straight in the engine bay. It no longer pokes up through the hood there. Also, I have lined up the drive shaft so it's there properly and adjusted the exhaust so that it is the correct style of exhaust. It doesn't quite fit perfectly, but I thought I'd give it a little side exit because of why not. That, oh, you can't see it there because of the lift, but we'll show you that a bit later on. But it does hang very, very low, so we are going to have to make sure the wheels are just about big enough so that that is not touching the ground. That's the only way I could get it to work. Just about managed to squeeze it in there. So thank you, French Toast, for making that probably the hardest I've ever had to work to get an engine to squeeze into a car and swap a few things around. This started off as probably a quick video because I had no engine to dismantle and things like that. And now it's taken me an age to get done. But that is it. Engine all sorted. We're going to get these windows tinted. We're going to get some black wheels. They are definitely going to be black for this one. And we'll get it outside in the sun for our final take on it. Here we are then with the finished Pontiac GTO with the inline 4 single overhead cam engine. I still can't believe I've actually done that. Absolutely stunning, though. Excellent work by Fulysic and Jeff 1955. Beautiful work modding this one in. It was a shame that this engine didn't quite fit and I had to go and modify it, but who realistically is going to fit that engine in the Pontiac GTO? It's more my fault than it is theirs. The other engine lined up really well. Well, it looked like it did, I should say. But this one is stunning. I have done the wheels in a gloss black. I think they look pretty sweet with the red brake calipers shining through there. I have changed the sizes. The fronts here, I've got an ET25 on them. They're 20-inch. All wheels are 20-inch on this one. 225 width at the front with a 35 profile. And at the back here, we've got no ET. They didn't need any of that. 20-inch again. 255 width with a 40 profile on these, and it gives it a sort of a slightly leaning forward stance as my exhaust change showing up through there with a side exit exhaust, which I never actually showed you. That's just a little thing I added there, little side exit just to match up with the exhaust system from that i4 engine. But anyway, let's jump in this one and check out the interior. It's looking pretty sweet in here. Very retro look. I've still got the Judge sticker on the glove box there, which I definitely didn't want. This is not the Judge variant. But let's get this one started and see what she sounds like with their i4 engine. That is a hell of a loud and fast tick over she's got there, but let's give her some gas. Still sounds pretty good at the top end. I'm quite happy with that. It's not bad at all. But let's now head over to the dyno and see what horsepower she's got. Here we are then on the dyno with probably the worst engine ever pit in a Pontiac GTO. 150 starting horsepower from the inline 4 BMJ engine. How much have we added today? 66 horsepower. A gain of 44%, being our total power 215 horsepower from the little i4 engine. Thank you so much, French Toast. You made my day. Let's have a look at the tuning setup we've gone for on this one today. I don't know what else to say about this. This is the setup I've gone for. I've done a few runs. It's not going to be very good. I'm not going to be breaking any records today. But this is about the best setup I could possibly get. A few setups were sort of giving about the same speed. So this is the one we're going to stick with today. But let's head over to the track and see what speed we can get. Here we are then on the track with the Pontiac GTO. And it's 215 horsepower inline 4 single overhead cam engine. What can we reach by the end of the runway? Let's find out. Awful start from this car. Not too bad once you get going a little bit. But I don't expect us to be smashing any records or entering onto the speederboard in a respectable place today. But let's find out where we're going to end up. We are in third gear. We're heading towards the 200 km an hour mark. Oh, I hate you, French Toast. There's 200 kilometers an hour. How much further will we get? What speed are we going to get out from this classic muscle car that should be owning drag strips and tracks? I have ruined it by all stretch of the imagination. There is nothing good about this. Let's see where we end up. 41, 40, sort of, we'll say 42. That ticked over to 42, 242 kilometers an hour from a Pontiac GTO. I bet you never thought you'd hear that. So here we are then with probably the dumbest Pontiac GTO in the whole of YouTube. Probably give Hoovy's Garage a run for its money. But there we go. Special thanks to French Toast for enabling this one today, or suggesting and being the only person to vote and suggest which engine, which resulted in us ending with this inline 4 single overhead cam BMJ engine in the Pontiac GTO, reaching a blistering top speed of 242 kilometers an hour, putting it 88th on our speederboard. Not last, you know, 92 cars, well, this is the 92nd car we've done here, so 88th is not last, but it is the same speed as the Opel Blitz I did very few episodes ago. Sorry, quite a few episodes ago, so thank you very much for that. I apologise to Fulysic and Jeff and 1955 for ruining what was probably an amazing, amazing car. This should have been absolutely fantastic. Should have been a muscle car with an incredible horsepower and incredible top speed, but I have destroyed it and ruined it. So for that, I am sorry. And to everyone watching who's expecting this one to be incredible, please don't unsubscribe. Pretty please. Oh, French Toast, what have you done? Anyway, this, I mean, the build itself was a lot of fun and it has kept me entertained all day. I have been laughing most of the time whilst trying to complete this car. So actually, thank you very much, French Toast. You made this one very enjoyable for me to work on. People are probably going to hate it. All the muscle car enthusiasts are not going to be very happy. So all you guys out there, I am so sorry. I really am. But let's jump into some facts and figures about the beautiful bodied Pontiac GTO. And as much as that engine is not what it should be, it looks beautiful. I mean, credit where credit's due. That engine to me looks absolutely stunning in that engine bay. I just wish it gave out a bit more power and a higher top speed. Anyway, link is in the description below to go and grab the Pontiac GTO for yourself, and you don't by any means have to have the inline 4 single overhead cam engine in there. There are plenty of engine swaps that you can have. Some proper V8s, you know, supercharged, things like that. That, you know, this lower section here, this is what you should be putting in this. This is just, I don't know. But yeah, we went for this one here. I regret it. I mean, I regretted it as soon as I did it. 150 horsepower up to 215. 303,000 kilometers on this one, and we did pick it up from the auction. Well, I can't. We picked it up from the auction. I paid 4,176 for the car. I have spent today 47,752 building that engine, modifying this car. I did have to buy a few parts. I'd swapped the hoods a couple of times and things like that. So the price is way over what you should have paid. So you wouldn't have to do that if you did this car yourself, I hope, at least anyway. But let's see what we can sell this one for. Our total spend was 51,928. What is the sale price? 38,181. Meaning I am taking a loss of 13,747. I blame you, French Toast. I really do. This one has been so much fun to work on. I've really enjoyed this. It's been crazy. It's been absolutely stupid. It's been ludicrous. But it has been kept me so entertained all day because of just how ridiculous it is. But we are going to say goodbye to the world's stupidest Pontiac GTO. Off you go. You were a pleasure to work on. And you've just cost me 17,500. Or almost. Well, just over 17,500. But what have we got next? Hopefully something back to normal. Let's jump in and find out. Yes, we are finally on the last of the Pagani DLC. It's taken me a little while to find this one, actually. This is the Pagani Huayra Tempest. This is the last one I haven't done from the Pagani DLC. This one is pretty cool. 39,000 kilometers, quite low mileage on this one. The body condition is awful. and pretty much so is everything else. But we did get this one from the auction, and I got a bit ripped off. I bought it for 77,393. And if I sold it now, we would lose another 2,600, and I really don't want to lose any more money. I did a bad enough job on this one. This one is going to be great fun, though. There are no engine swaps with it, so no voting on that. Stay out, French toast. It does come with a V12 M158 with 721 horsepower. That seems a lot better, and we will obviously add a lot more to that, I'm hoping, in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. I mean, thank you so, so much. Please stick around and please come back to see more. I'm hoping not to do anything too stupid. Unless you really enjoy that one, then maybe will do some crazy, ludicrous engine swaps in the future. Maybe we'll take a Pagani and fit an inline 4 engine in it. Don't hold me to that, please. But today's episode has been great fun. I do hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.